What's up, gamers, collectors, and resellers? Here's part of my new collection, this new case I got a couple weeks ago. I finally got my Sega Saturn collection in there, some of my box stuff, some of my amiibos. There's my Panzer Dragoon for the Sega Saturn, all the way to the Sagas. That's well over a $3,000 Sega Saturn collection, so let's get started on my reselling.
Now we're cruising, gravy flips the scent, so chill. Furniture games, Pokemon cards, every flip is a thrill. Vintage Nintendo vibes, a treasure to unfold. Trimming collector's masterpiece, standing silver into gold.
Before we get started though, please make sure you hit like and subscribe and comment what your favorite parts of the video are or what kind of pickups you've had. Thanks for supporting the channel, and let's get started. Hey, what's up everybody? Today I've got some pretty cool results from the auctions that I ran over the weekend. I was going to tell you about those. I'm going to show you some of the video game pickups I did. I'm also going to show you some of the furniture and some of the local flipping that I was able to do, some items I picked up. But the real gem for this episode is going to be an amazing PlayStation 1 collection that was part of a huge 3DS and DS collection that I paid for. I'm going to show you guys the PlayStation 1 games today because like they're worth being part of their own episode. There's some real nostalgia in there, and I think it's going to be a really awesome way to check out the goodies from the PlayStation 1. So if you want to see what I was able to buy for $100 on a really good deal for the PlayStation 1, there's titles that are worth well over $100 in there. Please stick around. So in an auction, this collection ended up selling for just under $250. It was a 24-hour auction, just trying to move inventory. This 9-game Nintendo Switch bundle sold in a 24-hour auction for just under $90. Nothing super special here. During my cleaning of inventory, I was going through old backstock, and I found these games that I mentioned this stuff up here before, but I found these that I had kind of on my bookshelf, and there's some value here, but they're not necessarily pieces that I want in my collection. Like Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi. I remember the collection I found this in. I didn't even know this was part of the collection because the case was like this. And it wasn't until I got home and I was filming that I opened this up. And I was like, oh my god, that's a $200 game. And my wife and I actually played it for a little while. So, they're actually making a Budokai 4. This here I got in January, and a pretty good sized collection with Switch and stuff. Some pretty cool but rare title. I think it's worth like 70-80 bucks right now. And then the Metroid Prime trilogy, if you guys haven't had this in your collection, it's a metal box, see? So when it doesn't have the slipcover on, it's pretty cool. You can see that's metal, and then you open it up and you get a really good condition Metroid trilogy. This is sealed, this is sealed, this is sealed. Have you seen this before? It's like a Japanese Pokemon game. I haven't seen it, but this Super Mario 3D All-Stars, my son got to it. He's like 16 months old, and he likes to just open things and take the cases off. But here are 2 Zelda Phantom Hourglasses, which I might keep 1 for my collection, but I definitely don't need 2. Thought I'd show you guys the pickups that I did yesterday on Facebook Marketplace that like weren't video games. And yesterday I probably made a lot more doing local pickups to sell things locally than I would make doing video games, because furniture and trailers and such forth are so much like easier to get. Check this out. So yesterday I was going to pick up a couch, and I saw that somebody had posted this 5x8 utility trailer here, and I was able to get it for $200. And later in the day I was able to pick up this patio set for free, and I'm going to sell it with the table for like $150 and the utility trailer for $750. And then here you can see some of the inventory that I still have to go through. Like I've got PS4 there, I've got PS2, I've got Wii. You know, it's kind of torn apart right now because I've been like trying to move old product, but you can see how quickly it gets a little overwhelming as a video game collector and a reseller. None of this right here is part of my collection. This is just all stuff that I've had on my shelves. I've made some pretty good dents doing one-day auctions, but this is really what's kind of left of like what's going on. Here you can see, like if you look in here, you can still see there's some pretty good titles. I'm gonna have to do another big auction of all this here. Like I've got Mario Sluggers in there, I've got the Crash Bandicoot for the PS2, and here I have, there's probably around 500 Commodore 64 and VIC-20 games in there that I got in a huge storage unit auction. Here's like well over 100. There's 2 rows of PS3 games in there, so there's just a lot going on. I'm definitely gonna have to make some space for all this stuff. But let me show you the PS1 games that I got today as a part of a really big collection. I'm only gonna show you the PS1 games that I got right now, and the rest I'll save for another day because I got almost 50 3DS and DS games, and that's going to be worth a video by itself. Let me show you. But let's get to the part that you guys really came for, and this is part of the PlayStation games that I got for $100. I got this whole stack for $100, and in my next episode, I'm going to show you the 50 or so Nintendo DS and 3DS games that came from this collector. So we got a complete in the box Grandia, which is absolutely going to be sticking around for my collection. We have Final Fantasy Chronicles, which is a great game. We have Metal Gear Solid, complete in the box. This game's up toward like $50 complete right now. I got the PlayStation 1 Castlevania Chronicles. This is actually the first time I've ever gotten this game in a collection. Just the disc sells for around $100, and so the complete in the box, it actually is worth closer to 150. And as you can see, this person took very good care of it. So, you know, this is kind of one of the better games in it. We got an annoying Gran Turismo, Driver 2, and then another one of the awesome pieces is the Lunar Eternal Blue Complete. This is a game I'm going to keep along with the other one. It's got beautiful artwork, and it's going to go in my glass case that I showed you guys at the beginning of the video. This game is worth around $150 complete, so it's a great find. This is Silent Hill. I was surprised to see that the value of this game has gone up to $200 complete, and it's in really, really good condition. As you can see, the person really took good care of his stuff. I'm going to keep this one in my collection as well. And here we have Final Fantasy, what was that, 7? Final Fantasy 7. This complete in the box is now selling for $55 according to price charting. So this is definitely a good find. I have a copy of this, so I'm going to sell it to try to get back some of the $100. And then the last piece of the PS1 collection is the Final Fantasy 9, which is pretty cool. It's in great shape. This one I don't have in my collection in this good a shape. I actually might end up keeping both of these just because they're really pretty games to have, and the art is like amazing. So yeah, the DS collection I'm telling you guys about is definitely worth hitting that notification bell. Let me know how your flipping and collecting has been. This is just for the past 2 days and a little bit over the weekend for me. So please comment below any cool pickups you guys have had or any good sales that you've happened to do. Thanks so much for joining me on this episode.